Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Level M Diecast bringing you something different. We bought some cheap crap from Amazon. We did this before. I think it was a relatively big hit. Haven't done this for a little while, so picked something very weird and unique from Amazon to bring to the channel. It's Diecast, but of course it's a little bit of a diorama kind of setup. Thought this might be kind of interesting. This definitely needs to be assembled. It looks exactly like a puzzle. It says model assemble, because of course nothing makes sense when you buy cheap stuff from Amazon. There is one car in this, although the listing does kind of indicate there's more than one, which I thought there'd be several, but there's only one. So there is the potential for 6 different models on there. They're all, I think all of them except for one are, Matchbox knockoffs. There is your little barcode for your internal Amazon. I think that's the Amazon number there. If you decide you want to get one of these, you see it is in a sheet configuration. So let's go ahead and cut this open and see what we got going on in here. Depending on how difficult this is to assemble, depends on how quickly we'll go through the video. If it gets too outlandish. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It includes one car, one single car, but look at that. I got all 6 cars. So set those here. Little tray here. Let's get the box and stuff out the way. Get those off of the studio. Comes in a tray assortment here. Does show you how to assemble this. I'm pretty sure that I may have to shorten the video for you guys just for your viewing pleasure. You don't have to sit there and watch me assemble this entire thing. There is the instruction sheet. That is all you get for the instructions. Very, very simple instructions. Get some bags out of here real quick. Apologize about that. All right, so let's take a look at what we got here as far as the models are concerned, because I thought it was only going to include one single model. So this is the knockoff of the Swamp Raider, I think is what they called this. Maybe. But that's the one up there. That is the original Matchbox model of this guy. So you can see the striking resemblance between the two. It does say heavy car on it. The wheels are actually not too bad. Wheels look okay. Of course, made in China, because it's made in China. Very interesting that it's screwed together. There is an interior part. There's a little bit of cargo in the back. So it actually feels decent. It's thin, but it's not too bad. This is the knockoff of the Hot Wheels Super Duty or Diesel Duty or whichever one that is. If I can find a picture, I'll throw it up on the screen. This is knockoff wheels, though, for Matchbox, the saw blades that they used to have. Again, not super crappy quality. It actually feels pretty good. Sorry about that. Feels relatively solid. Got prints on several sides. But, it's complete fantasy casting, no doubt. This one's super easy. This one is 100% knockoff Matchbox Ford Raptor. It even has the hood vents in there. So 2 hood vents in there. It even has the spare tire in the back. This one has print all the way around. Does say heavy car. Again, the wheels are not actually that bad. They're not great, but they're not that bad. This one does have a tow hitch, but there's no hitch on it. Just has the tongue, basically. This one's pretty close. This one's pretty close to the Raptor. Nothing fancy. This one is the knockoff of the Ram. It still even has the crosshair grills. It's no mistake. This is the Ram. The exact one from Matchbox as well. They all say heavy car on them. This one also says power car. Heavy car and power car. Print on the back. Just all one color, though. All the prints are just one single color. Looks meh. This one's pretty much a total knockoff, though. Got 2 more here. So this one is a knockoff of the Toyota Tacoma, the Lifeguard Toyota Tacoma. So it even has the Lifeguard, surfboard on the top. It says Max Power on the side, Max Power on the side again. Again, just all one color. So there is the Comparo This rear section piece here is separate, so it's a couple pieces assembling. And then the last one in the mix, this is the knockoff 75 Chevy stepside from Matchbox. So all but one of these are Matchbox knockoffs. So it looks strikingly resemblance to a Chevy. Very, very close. So it does just say power on the side. And then on the back rear quarter panel, I think it says heavy car again. It does have the sunroof on there. This one actually has the trailer hitch on it, the actual trailer hitch. So rather interesting, rather interesting. All right, let's see what it takes to build this real quick. So this comes in a couple pieces here. It is like foam. So these are folded. So I'm not sure if these are supposed to pop out or not. I think that's supposed to stay together as one piece. Set that right there. And then pop this one. This one looks like it is supposed to come apart. So this is our base. I can tell you right now, this is going to make a disastrous mess because there's all these little punches you got to get out of there. So get this out of there. It's pretty thin. It's roughly, you know, about 5 or 10 pieces of paper thin. I get that to focus. So there is the foam. It's foam backed. Looks interesting. Prints look pretty good on it though. Prints are definitely not too bad. So let's just go ahead and try to assemble one piece real quick just to see what it looks like. It says to start with we should put our base. So we have our base and then we want 15, 17, 10, and 11. So we'll take a look at here, see what we got going on here. If we got 15, so here is 15. We'll pop that out. 15. There's our two 15s. And then we need 10s. So 10 might be on the other sheet. I know we need 11s, so we'll pop the 11s. The print, the die prints, oh, there's the 10s right next to it. So there's the two 10s. The die cuts in these are really good, actually. You can see that the pieces don't get stuck in there. You just pop them right out. Looks pretty decent. And then we got one more number 11. So pop the number 11. There we go. There's our two number 11s. And then the last piece that we need is 17. So we'll pull 17 out. And then I think there might be one more 17. There it is. It's right there. Okay, so we pulled 17 out. So we'll set that to the side. So this needs to be rounded up because it's supposed to be the brush for the car wash. So we'll just round this piece out. It goes directly down on the base right here. You do need to pop out those two pieces. So pop those pieces out. Definitely not something that you would have your kid do by themselves, by the way. This is definitely not something for the kids by themselves. So now this should sit in there at an angle. We'll put the two parts in the back. It's extremely, extremely finicky to get this to line up because you got to put these in here at an angle. So we'll hold that front part. Get this front part to hopefully angle. There we go. Definitely want to get some serious angle in the pieces. This is definitely not an easy task to do on camera, I'm not going to lie. So get that down in there. Push the foam piece down in there. Come on. So close. Okay, there we go. So you see it does go in further than the base is. So I guess you'll do that to make it work. Then we'll take our last piece real quick. Yeah, I think we're going to have to assemble this whole thing off camera. Or else you guys are going to sit there for 100 years waiting for me to get this assembled. So get that pop down in there. There we go. It's definitely not very intuitive. All right, then we got to put the number 17 on the top. So 17 will go right in the middle. There's another little punch out part. Let's get our little blade to punch that piece out. There we go. And then we'll take our other 17, punch it out. There we go. All right. Now put the number 17 down on there. It doesn't actually attach to this piece. It's friction fit right in the top. So we'll put those two pieces in there. There we go. And then we need to put number 10 and then 11 on each one. So 11 is the top one. So we're going to put number 10. There we go. Put this guy in there as well. Ooh. One's super thin. And then number 11 just goes, there we go. Slide that down. Make a little X marks the spot. There we go. There's our two top posts. And then number 2 is our first panel right here. And then 14 and the two 13s. So let's see here. So 2 is our first panel. There is the panel there. So pop our number 2 panel out. And then we needed number 13 and 14. I think those are on the other panel here. So 13 and 14. So this big piece here is 14. It's the vehicle stand. Now I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be strong enough to hold like a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox car, but something cheap, some China cheap stuff it'll hold. And then we need the two 13s. So we'll pop these on there real quick. And then we'll see where we're at. I think we're going to probably build the rest of this off camera after we get these parts done, just so that you guys see what the process is. And obviously, if you guys were going to do this, it'd probably make more sense to just punch all these little pieces out on the front side and just be done with them. So I'm just going to punch out most of them. And like I said, they come out really, really good. So that's one good thing about this set is the die cuts on this foam is actually really, really good. Pretty shocked about the die cuts. So pop that out. But for as good as the die cuts are, I'm surprised none of these are already, popped out of there. But it's fine. Get that. There we go. The struggle's real. The struggle's real. You guys are probably sitting there like, this is ridiculous. Why am I watching this? You know what? Sometimes this stuff can be intriguing in the right circumstance. For the most hardcore collectors, this is obviously not going to be the greatest thing ever, but you can see there's pieces everywhere now. So let's go ahead and put our panel number 2. Making a giant mess here. Put our panel number 2 right there. Okay. And then we'll take our car lift. There's a couple more pieces to push out. On here, we'll push those two pieces out. And then this goes this direction, just like this. And then it'll go down on the base. So I'm going to put the one side in, which went in very, very well. These are actually the pieces that hold the car. This is the actual piece that the car sits on. So we're going to put that piece in there. Shockingly, these go together really well. I'm not going to lie. They do go together very, very well. So we'll get those last two in there. There we go. Get the last stand on there. So, come on. There we go. Sometimes it's just easier to, there we go, get that in there. Okay. Put that back on there. Okay. There you go. That is that part. So now that you guys see how this is done, we're just going to enjoy the power of editing, and we're just going to blaze right through this and get it completed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know that was only probably 30 seconds for you guys, but for me it was about 15 minutes of building. I did screw up. I forgot to put the back panel on, so I did have to go back and put the back panel on, but it went on, relatively okay. It's not too bad. All the pieces are printed on both sides, so it doesn't really matter which area you're looking at. You do see the model itself, which looks okay. This is the size comparison to the vehicles that they give you in the set. Some of it's relatively sized. I think the box is relatively sized. The shop itself, put a vehicle in there. You see the foam doesn't even hold the vehicle up, so it just kind of sits on the ground. So that is unfortunate, and it doesn't fit in there either. So that is pushed all the way back. That's all you get. And then of course the car wash. I guess the brushes would move back and forth. I guess. And then of course there is a parking area over here with one single pump. It is diesel, which is pretty fitting for something that is not US accustomed to. Did also come with some simulated tire pieces, which the prints look pretty good, but that's the size of the tires that supposedly are in the shop. It's enormous. And then you get this other style, which is really not any better. So a little bit smaller, but not any better. And then there's just a little workstation here, which is pretty big. So it's pretty off skelter for the scale. But you know what? It's super cheap. I think it was like 17 bucks from Amazon. Just like to do these fun little things every once in a while. Buy some cheap junk from Amazon, see how it goes. This little display thingy looks kind of cool. This might be better suited for maybe I don't even know. I really don't even know. You couldn't even use this for really diorama purposes. Maybe the building would work okay, but the rest of this stuff is just kind of and of course it's flat. It's flat. So there you go. Just something different. Pick this up from Amazon if you want it. That was the item code on the box. There's two different styles. There's also a gas station, which is almost an exact ripoff of Matchbox Action Driver's gas station. So I chose not to buy that one. Chose to buy this one to do a little bit of video on it. So there you go. Cheap stuff from Amazon. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know if you want to, pick up more stuff from Amazon, more cheap diecast. Always kind of fun to see how ridiculous things get, how much knockoff there is. So if you guys like them, we'll keep bringing them. Otherwise, something cool, something fun, something different. We're going to roll out. Appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Level in Diecast. Peace.